Hello, everyone. My name is Harini Krishnan, and I go to Folsom High School. Welcome to Know Your Charity, a talk show series that I'm honored to be hosting this year. The intent of this series is to bring on various nonprofit and charitable organizations and their leaders of them to talk to us about what their organization does and the great humanitarian work that they do in the community. I hope that through this series, we get to hear about the great work that these organizations do and get inspired to help out in the community. Today, I have with me Katie Durham, who serves as the Resource and Development Manager for the Yolo County Children's Alliance. Katie leads the agency's fundraising and communications plans, as well as community-wide events. In her role, Katie builds lasting partnerships with donors and partners, with the goal to provide our community with essential resources through the agency's events and programs. Prior to joining YCCA, Katie served as a creative manager and senior public outreach coordinator, sharpening her design and communications expertise. She's currently a member of the outreach team for the Child Abuse Prevention Council and serves as YCCA's event manager, as well as the direct media contact and communications lead. Thank you so much, Katie, for coming and talking to us today.
Yeah, I'm very excited to be here and tell you a little bit more about our agency and what we do in our region.
We're so happy that you're here. So let's get started. What is Yolo County's Children's Alliance?
Yeah, so Yolo County Children's Alliance, or if you hear me say YCCA, that's our acronym, is a nonprofit based out of Yolo County. We actually started in 2002 as the county's Child Abuse Prevention Council, and we still lead that effort today. But I believe in about 2005, we started opening up our agency to wraparound services and different programs. So we grew from about 2 or 3 staff members to a little over, I'd say 50 at this point. So total growth and very exciting work.
Awesome. Yeah. And so what kind of services do you provide for children?
Yeah. So, despite our name, Yolo County Children's Alliance, we serve everybody. So ages 0 to 100 is kind of what we say. But we have different services under several different programs. So everything from home visiting and home safety programs, workforce development, childcare services, child and parent education classes, and several services out of our Family Resource Center in West Sacramento, including food distributions, healthcare enrollment, tax preparations. So overall, we provide wraparound services to all families and individuals in our community. We are based in Yolo County, but our services, depending on the program, reach everywhere from Placer County to Solano County.
Wow, awesome. And so, like you said, that you serve from ages 0 to 100. What are some of the main programs? Could you go dive a little bit deeper into those?
Yeah, so all of our programs, I'm like, oh my goodness, we do everything.
Yeah, they're probably all amazing.
I would say some of our main programs would be, one of our staple programs is our Healthy Families Yolo County program, which is our home visiting program. So that works with obviously parents and new parents and children. And essentially all of our services provide support through a family strengthening lens. So what we always say, we don't like to go in and police and judge and everything, but we partner with the county or the city or whoever referred this family and provide supportive services like parent education classes, coping classes, overall case management, and end of day, getting these families the basic essential needs that they need. So diapers, formula, fresh food, you name it. So, and that kind of bleeds into a lot of our other programs, I would say, based out of our Family Resource Center in West Sacramento. That's kind of what you'd call a community hub, where anybody can walk in with some need that whether it's, they need free tax preparation this month, or they're in need of food because for whatever reason, their family doesn't have food right now. Our team is able to provide those services directly or refer them to somebody who can and get these folks immediate help. So kind of a roundabout way of answering your question, but all of our programs are very succinct, is what I'd say.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that. And so as like an organization itself, how do you operate? Do you have employees or is it more volunteers?
Yeah, good question. So we do have employees. Like I said, we have about 50 employees or so, and many of our employees are certified in whichever program they belong to. So if you're doing, tax preparation for families or individuals, you're VITA certified. If you're doing, health insurance enrollment, you're certified through Covered California. Or home visiting, we have a lot of registered social workers. So a lot of employees, but we do work directly with volunteers for a lot of our community-wide events and our weekly food distributions. So every Friday out of that Family Resource Center, we host a drive-through food distribution in partnership with the food bank. And we serve about 300 families or so every week and provide them just fresh food and groceries for the week. And then I mentioned our community-wide events. So we have 3 staple events that we host throughout the year that provide families just essential resources. So in August, we do a backpack distribution. So all West Sacramento kids can come and get, brand new backpacks and hygiene kits and school supplies. And we have superheroes come out, and it's a really big community celebration, if you will. So we have a lot of volunteers for that event. It's about, I think we gave out about 1,200 backpacks. So it's stuffing about 1,200 backpacks for kids. So it takes a lot of hands. And we do a few other holiday events as well, our community giveaway day and our holiday toy distribution, each providing families with different resources from brand new coats to Thanksgiving meals to toys for the holidays.
Wow, all those events sound so much fun. Like they sound so much fun.
They're a blast.
Yeah, for sure. And so do these volunteers need any type of training, or can it be anybody?
Good question. So they don't need any specific training. Our only requirement is that you're 16 or older. Otherwise, you need to have a parent or guardian present. But otherwise, I mean, when we start planning for these events, we put out emails to folks, or we partner up with different schools and send out the message saying, hey, we're looking for volunteers for this event, this day, and tasks along these lines. And at that point, volunteers who want to join in, just email whoever the volunteer coordinator is for that event. Sometimes it's me, usually it's me, and then we just get them set up. They have their time that they show up, and we, put them to work, and they get their papers signed off and good to go. So, and like I said, we have weekly Friday food distributions. Those are obviously, if you're in high school, it's during school hours. It's usually about 8 a.m. to about 10:30. But those are always really great opportunities to get out in the community as a group. And, it's a lot of hard work, but it's worth it. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love that. I love that program. And so you mentioned like 16 and older. Is there anything like specific that like high schoolers can help with, or like students in general?
Yeah. So we do always, or one of our biggest needs for volunteers, I would say, would be if somebody speaks another language other than English. Part of what our mission at YCCA is to help those communities who are underserved, which oftentimes are folks whose first language is not English. So we always are looking for Spanish speakers, Russian speakers, Farsi speakers, and then Hindu, Urdu, or Hindi, Urdu, and a lot of other languages. We're a big melting pot in our region, which is beautiful, but we need those languages to help provide those services. And then I would say actually another way students can help is we have our Child Abuse Prevention Month coming up in April. And one of the focuses that we're going to be doing outreach for this year is how youth help empower other youth to build strong, lasting relationships in their homes, with their friends, and just learn overall about what child abuse is, what it looks like, how to recognize it, and how to report it. We launched a website last year called Strong Families YOLO, which has essentially, the idea of it is that everybody can be a hero, and it shows you all different ages and different workplaces how to recognize and report child abuse. And we found actually that in the last year, the youth sector was the most clicked on page. So we're focusing a lot of our outreach efforts. So this year, we're going to be asking high schoolers, middle schoolers, everybody to just help spread the word on our campaign that we're going to be putting out, and just, making the choice to say, yes, I will help stop child abuse in my region. So.
Oh my God, I love that so much. I know for sure, me personally, I don't know how to recognize or other things. So I think that's a great initiative to take. So yeah, for sure. And that initiative, this initiative, are you planning on going to schools and talking about them, or?
Good question. That has not been totally determined yet, but we have a few high schools in the area, at least in the West Sacramento area, that we partnered with so far, that we're going to be hosting some focus groups with, and just kind of figure out how we can best reach the youth, and what you guys want to know. Like, you guys are the high schoolers. We are the crotchety old people over here trying to get the word out. But in reality, we are really trying to see what's going to resonate with high schoolers and teens, and what's going to get you guys excited to help spread the word.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that is so cool. And so you were talking about before, the food distributions and things like that. Do you personally, as an organization, buy all these foods, or do you get donations, or what goes behind that?
Yeah, so for food distributions, it's kind of a mixture of both. For the actual distribution event itself, we partner with the Yolo Food Bank. And so we do get deliveries every Friday morning with, fruits, vegetables, meats, non-perishable foods, you name it. And then we do have folks that will do non-perishable food drives for us. And that food typically is saved into our emergency food pantry. And that's where I spoke about earlier. Families can come in saying, hey, I need groceries, I need baby supplies, and we're able to give them a bag of food to take home, which is really great.
That's great. And for your organization, where do you get the funds?
So we get funding from federal, state, and local grants. So a lot of grants, a lot of our programs are funded through different grants. And then obviously in-kind donations are what you'll see at our community-wide events, and different fundraising opportunities there, just in terms of purchasing coats and food and blankets, you name it. And then overall, individual donors and sponsors of different events and different programs also help out. So it's a total mixture, honestly.
Okay, yeah. And so now that we're slowly coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic, what were some of the challenges that you faced throughout the pandemic?
Yeah, so as a people-facing agency, I'd say COVID brought on all those challenges, in terms of social distancing and not being able to meet clients, and then all of the emotional stress that came along with that. So fortunately, I'd say our programs were pretty easily transferred to online and Zoom calls, et cetera. So a lot of our, parenting classes could be held via Zoom, and home visits and check-ins could be Zoom, and community-wide events and food distributions could turn into drive-through pretty seamlessly. And so the face time we missed with clients, I would say, was a little bit of a challenge, but we resolved that by being able to still deliver items to families, like diapers or, clothing, food, etc. So we could actually still go visit them in the home and, check in on them face to face. That's just still such an important thing. And I'd say that, you guys as high schoolers probably know this all too well. I'd say just the overall emotional strain that comes with the pandemic has definitely been a challenge. Obviously, with our staff and with our clients, everybody's just so overwhelmed with the uncertainty. and just the inability to be able to gather in person. And, I'd say just being able to take the time and be together with friends and colleagues and families internally and externally has been one of our larger challenges. So, we always say like, we definitely won't take those times together for granted ever again, because it's just been a roller coaster, for our agency and for families in general.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Hopefully it all goes back to normal pretty soon. Yeah, let's hope. And that's all I really had. Do you want to share with our viewers where they can find more information or where you guys are located at?
Yeah, so we are, like I said, so despite our name, Yolo County Children's Alliance, we do offer services to all ages and throughout a lot of our Northern California region. I would say our main community hub, our Family Resource Center, is located in West Sacramento, and it's at Alice Norman Education Center, which is over in the Brighton Broderick neighborhood. But I would say the best way to learn more about us, to get involved, is to either visit our website at www.yolokids.org or follow us on the Facebook or the Instagram or the Twitter, any of those social media channels. We're on there and we post pretty regularly about just our events or any upcoming news or opportunities. And, we're super easy to find, and I can definitely send you all those links and everything more so you have them on hand.
Great. Amazing. Well, I really, really love talking to you today. I think I learned so much more about your organization, and I can't wait to help out as soon as possible. And I hope all of our viewers enjoyed and got inspired to help out in the community. I would love to hear your comments and suggestions and feedback. You can email me at knowyourcharity5@gmail.com, and I will see you all next time. Thank you all for listening.